Okay, y'all, it's really hard for me to tell how this is set up for y'all to see. But I already know what I'm doing here. So I'm going to get these red ornaments painted. It'll be red, white, green, red, white, green, red. So I'm going to do red, red, and red. And it's just, I think the color is called bright red. Yeah, it's called bright red. It's the same apple barrel paint you've been seeing me use. And actually what I did to get my circles, I used different size cups and things like that, or bottles, to make my circles. I just outlined them with chalk on here, and you can see it's not perfect, and that's okay, because you know what, we're not going to worry about it. It should be fun. It should not be stressful. So we're going to make sure it's fun and not worry about if it's a little bit stressful, a little bit wonky sided. I can see this one's a little bit wonky sided, but what happens is when you start trying to fix them, you end up making a mess with them. And this brush is a 3/4 inch flat brush. I think it probably came from Walmart. It may have come from Hobby Lobby, but I wouldn't bet on it. Oh, this doesn't look very well mixed. So to get this gold color, if you watch my other painting videos, I mixed a gold with brown, nutmeg brown, and yellow to make a like an opaque gold color, because in my experience, the metallic takes a lot to get good coverage. And so I thought, well, why don't I put something down before I put the metallic on and see if that helps. So that's what I did. I did that ribbon across the top, and then I did these long, I drew out where I wanted the ornaments to be, and then I used these long, I drew on it and painted these long, like curly ribbons. So that'll be red, white, green, red, white, green, red. So we gotta do this one red, and I got out too much paint for this. The gold turned out really better than I was expecting. It's better than I was hoping for. I was thinking I was going to have to do several coats to get a good metallic look to it, but it looks pretty metallic to me. Gonna let that one dry a little bit. Anyway, so today I have, oh no, red, white, green, red. I guess I'll do white down here. That should have been red. Okay, we're not gonna worry about it, because guess what? We're having fun. We're not getting stressed out about anything. We're just having fun. I hope y'all can see this. I tried to get the camera positioned where you could see it, but I'm not flat on the floor, and I knew I could not do this with the sign propped because I didn't want the paint to run anywhere. And that tends to be a problem that I have when I paint something that's propped up. I tend to have paint that runs. This is really sheer looking, which is unusual. I think it's gonna look cute though. I think it's gonna look cute. Just not covering like I thought it would. And I know I shook the paint up very well. This may take several coats. So red, white, green, red, white, green, and then we'll just do white again and then red. That'll be okay. If I were really hurrying, I would get out a hairdryer and do this, but sometimes it pushes your paint outside where you drew it. And y'all, you can tell this one's disappearing because my arm's been rubbing against it. But these chalk lines just rub off like that. If not, you wait until all your paint's dry and use just a damp paper towel and your chalk lines will rub off. That's why you can paint over them. If you paint over them, they disappear. The wet paint makes them go away. See? So, no, I would say if you do a black background, you're going to have to work harder to get it off if you press down with that chalk. But on a light color background, on a light color background, it rubs right off. I can't believe I forgot this one down here. Oh, well. Uh-oh. And that one just had to grow because I went outside the line. So this one's going to have to be bigger than the original plan. Oh, I don't know why this paint is looking so thin. I do not know. I do not know. I do not know. And after I get all these dry, I'll probably go back and do a little white highlighted area on them. And maybe a little bit of shading. I don't know. I don't know if I want to get that in depth, honestly. That's a lot of, it's a lot of thinking. I don't like to think. I just want to have fun and paint. I really hope y'all can see this. Tomorrow, I think that we're going to talk about goal setting because I need to do some goal setting in my planners for next year, and I have a hard time. I've never been real, I don't know the word, about setting goals. I'd rather set goals than make resolutions. And I don't feel like I need to make resolutions because I've made some pretty big lifestyle changes and I'm sticking with those. So I don't feel like I need resolutions necessarily. But I do have some goals, and come on. I know I need to write those down, or it's almost like they don't exist if you don't write them down. I don't write them down, I know that. So I'm going to be writing them down. I'm hoping to do that on live. I think that would be a lot of fun. But I also know a lot of people are probably going to be Christmas shopping tomorrow and stuff like that. So I don't know how many people will be available for a live. I guess it doesn't matter if it's just me and one other person. That's good enough. That's good enough for me. Oh, I don't know why this paint is so thin looking. Let me try to pour this back in here and put the cap on and shake it some more because it really, maybe because it's cold, I don't know. It's really a mess. It's very, very thin. And it's not going to be shiny. This is a matte acrylic, so it won't be shiny. Sounds very watery even. Well, let's see. I guess I can do the white ones. No, I don't want to do it if it's touching a red one. So that means I can only do this one and that one. Okay, let's see. Maybe I'll have better luck with this white. Maybe it won't look so thin. I bet it's the weather. Would not surprise me at all. This weather does weird things. And we definitely have weird weather. It was actually in the 30s again this morning, which I really think last week or the week before might have been the first time we got into the 30s. We have not had a freeze yet, thank goodness, because I hate that. If you've been here very long, you know how I hate the weather. I was talking about that in Nemo's live yesterday. How much I hate the weather. Cold weather. Can't do it. It makes me grumpy. Makes my head hurt. Makes my teeth hurt. Makes all my bones hurt. It makes me grumpy. Makes me grumpy. Can't stand it. Okay, these are kind of fun. And I can still see this a little bit. Right there, I can tell. Add a line. And these flat brushes are great. If I could just make a circle, I would do okay. But like I told y'all, I used a chalk to trace different size things to get these circles. And so they're not perfect because when you're tracing around something like that, some areas you get closer to the object, some areas you're a little further away. That's okay. I'm not worried about it because we're having fun. I don't want to do this white one yet because that red is still really wet. Red, white, green, red, white, green, and then we'll do white and red. If we did red, green, gold, white, gold, red, gold, white, gold, green. I'm gonna green here and there and put white right there. I think we need white, green, green. I'm thinking too much about it. I'm thinking too much. And I know, like, while I'm doing this, you can see brush strokes, but each coat I try to kind of go in a different direction or make longer strokes or something to help it not be obvious. And it's going to be by the front door. People are going to see it as they drive by. I'm not all that worried about it, really and truly. It's not a big deal. I used to tell people that would come to our parties and they would be so critical of their work. If you can't, this is a design thing that I learned years ago. If you can't see something from 3 feet away, it's not there. And if somebody gets closer than that and sees it and says, oh, your painting is ugly, that's not your friend and they're not ever invited back. Because that's not your friend. A friend wouldn't do that. So that's how you solve that problem. see if I have another, see if I have another brush that I can use to do the greens with. I don't think I do. I don't like that one. Let me see. Yeah, I guess I can do the green with that. Make sure not to stick my arm down in that white paint though while I'm doing this, because I definitely don't want that on me, or not on my jacket. I don't care if it's on me, I can wash myself off. Just sometimes it's harder to get out of your clothes than other times, and I'd rather not have that battle. I'm glad I decided to do some gold ones. I think they turned out really pretty. Now, does this green look too light to y'all? This is that bright green. It's not like a Kelly green. It's a little bit lighter than a Kelly green. I'll do it with this, and then if it looks like it's not going to work well, I'll mix up. I'll make my own green to get it dark enough. I like this green. I think it looks good. It seems to be covering better than the other ones did. I don't know why. That's weird. No rhyme or reason. Have y'all started riding around looking at Christmas lights yet? Are you here? I was thinking about it earlier today, and then I went outside to check the mail, and I was like, yeah, it's too cold for all that. I don't even want to go do that. And I know the heater works in the car. I just don't want to have to walk from the door to the car and then wait for the heater to get warm. I really can't stand this weather. I'm trying to decide now. Well, on this one, the big one covers the gold. On this one, the big one covers the gold. On that one, I have the red covering that one, and then the gold covering that one. I think what I'm going to do is leave the red over the white, and then do white over the gold right there. I'm going to go back and do some things, maybe like some small curly things hanging from the bottoms of them or something. I don't know yet what I'm doing. You should know. I don't know what I'm doing. This red is really taking a long time to taking a long time to drive. And it looks so thin. I hate that it looks so thin. If I did this just right, because of the way it gets thin, I could do highlights just like this without having to go back over it with a white or anything. This is really not doing well. And I don't know why. Maybe it's just too cold for the red paint. Oh man, did y'all see what I just did? I went outside my circle there again. That's okay though, because you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna come over here and do this with it. And that'll be just fine. And then we'll get over here and do some more. I did it again. These, it's a good thing these aren't tires because they're not very round. Okay, I think we're going to go in with this dry. So then I can go back and do some more because it seems like it's taken a long time to dry. Oh, great. Now I got white here. Let's see. I might do another coat of white while I'm sitting here. I like my paint real thick. See, I can't stand having brush strokes in it anywhere. I want it to be perfectly smooth. I don't think that's going to happen. I can try to do this over here a little bit.